The Justin Robert Young podcast and television show Spectacular on voting day is brought to you as always by everybody who pays us at payjurydaily.com. Ho, ladies and gents, welcome to a day that we all know here in America, a day of civic pride, a day where we make our way out of our house, or we mailed some shit like a week ago. You can go early vote. It's voting day. It's election day here in America, and that's why the show is a little bit late today. In fact, if you're a YouTube viewer, you're going to get two videos today because I forgot to post yesterday's because we were creating election day content for the Politics show. This isn't going to be political. I'm just going to tell y'all a little story of me leaving my house to go vote today. I was expecting big lines. I was expecting for there to be a little bit of a wait. I was expecting for the through lines for democracy to be jam-packed. Enthusiasm is at record highs here in America. All I had done was spend my morning on Twitter reading about everybody waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm actually scheduled to vote by mail. Every election, they send me a ballot because I'm supposed to vote by mail. That's how I have agreed. My agreement with the state is to vote by mail, but I don't like it. I don't like to vote by mail. I like to be a part. I'm a ceremony guy. Like I'm a presentation guy. I'm an experienceman myself. So I like to go there, man. I like to talk to the ladies that are signing you out, and I like to turn in my ballot. That's what I did today, man. I had my mail-in ballot. I turned it into the old lady. There's 3 old ladies there, sweet as can be. One of them is like, they're always very surprised when I handed my ballot, despite the fact that I think I've now done it like 10 times, and I'm almost positive they're all the same ladies. She's like, oh, what? Do you want to turn in your ballot? I'm like, no. I haven't filled it out. I haven't opened it. I'd like to surrender my ballot, and I'd like to vote here. And she always kind of, first she like looks me up and down like I'm trying to pull some shit. And then she like slowly grabs my ballot, like smells it a little bit. Like, I don't know. I guess like I would be, this is everything up till now. Everything up till now would be me trying to commit voter fraud. I guess if I had already sent in a ballot and then made up another fake ballot. So then she hands that to another old lady next to her, and the other old lady next to her opens it to inspect whether or not it's a real ballot. And then she destroys it. I really feel like they should have a paper shredder, because this lady ripped up my ballot by hands. And I'm not going to lie to you folks, it was a little punk rock. I really liked it. Like, I really kind of feel like I would want, if I had like a punk band or something like that, I want to take a picture of an old woman ripping up a ballot. There's something very, anarchy about that. It's something very metal. I very much appreciated it. Then finally they got to check if I am who I am. And I got this little thing here. I'll let you guys in on it. I got this little thing with my name. So if I'm ever at a bar, 9 times out of 10, the way I use this line is I'm at a bar, I got a tab, I'm coming back to the tab to get it cleared out. So it'll normally go something like this. The person at the tab will be like, the person at the bar will be like, oh, what's your tab? Young. Or, and they're like, okay, first name? I'll go Justin. And then I'll do this. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. It's very clever. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Sit down. There's something very clever I'm going to tell you. It's a thing that I say. Everybody thinks I'm very clever because I say this, okay? I look them right in their eye and I say, yeah. Young like the adjective. Justin like the Timberlake. And I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, I'm at a bar, I say that, I get a little chuckle. I got a little chuckle-aroo. I'm just saying. However, I tried to be aggressive. I went to the well once too often, folks, because as they were, one lady's ripping up my ballot. The other lady is still giving me the side eye because she thinks I'm trying to commit voter fraud. And then there's the one grand poobah right there in the middle. She is the one who determines whether or not I get a ballot. And she says, okay, what's your name? And I go, what's my name? It's young like the adjective, Justin like the Timberlake. Blank stare. Blank stare right back at me. In fact, I think she was the third one. I had now garnered tremendous suspicion from all of them. My clever bon mot fell on deaf ears. I don't know. I mean, certainly it's been a long time since they've heard the phrase young, and it's been even longer since, I mean, God knows if they even know who Justin Timberlake is. You mean Ed Timberlake, the big band man? I don't know if there was an Ed Timberlake. It was a failure. It was an NI. No impact. But I was on the voter roll. I got my ballot, and I voted. I also had to drop off Ashley's ballot. She did vote by mail, but she wasn't going to be able to make it to our polling place today. So they initially gave me one sticker on for turning in Ashley's ballot, and then I voted, and I got another sticker. So I had 2 stickers, and I bragged about it on the internet. One more thought about voting day today. We all might remember that in 2016, a little game called Pokemon Go was released. It was a bit of a phenomenon. And as with anything that becomes a phenomenon, there are, some hangers-on. And during a major presidential election, both the Trump and Clinton campaigns tried to glom onto it. Famously, Hillary Clinton kind of said it was a bit of a tone-deaf statement. She certainly was trying. It was one of those classic, like, hello, fellow kid, or how do you do, fellow kids kind of moments. We'll see if anybody can remember this. But Hillary Clinton said, well, I hope that you Pokemon go to the polls. Well, I'm here to tell you, the fucking prophecy came true. Because I opened up my Pokemon Go to play it this morning, and literally every Pokestop in and around my polling place is all lit up with lures. So I'm curious. I'm actually curious. Anybody who plays Pokemon Go, I want to know whether or not this is nationwide. Is Pokemon Go, are the lures lit up all over around every voting place? Or is it just a band of merry Pokemon hunters who keep lighting all the lures around my specific voting place? I'm very, very curious because apparently that's the case. The prophecy, it's come true. They're all Pokemon going to the polls. Let's go ahead and get to your emails. You can always email me, jurydaily@gmail.com. Again, jurydaily@gmail.com. Everett writes, the Satanic Temple. So Everett is our show's favorite Satanist. And we've been asking questions about Satanism because the Satanic Temple is now threatening to sue Netflix because they used a statue that looked like their famous statue in the new Sabrina show. So that led to a conversation about whether or not somebody said that they dated a Satanist and the Satanist was really good at sex. So I then said, all right, is this a thing? Is it negative to say that all Satanists are good at having sex? Everett writes in, the Satanic Temple would probably be offended by your fucking stereotype because that's their whole MO. I find it flattering. More broadly, there's 2 points to cover. Although I hesitate to cover them because honestly, when you start talking seriously about what Satanism is, you'll quickly realize it's a lot more boring and practical than what you'd want for a comedy podcast. And lo, we go into his 2 points. Number one, the Church of Satan has a policy that there are no Satanist victims. No one makes you to be a Satanist or identify as one publicly. If you choose to do so, you choose to accept whatever labels, misconceptions, and stereotypes that go along with it. Complaining about or being offended by them is considered super lame. Number two, that said, is your stereotype correct? Yes and no. Satanism is about hedonism and personal fulfillment, so Satanists probably fuck with less inhibition and more enthusiasm than the average person. And those are the main ingredients to good sex. But puts on nerd glasses. Technically, Satanism is about individual hedonism, not what society considers hedonistic. So, if you're fulfilled by being asexual, then that's satanic. If you are sexual, but for some reason you are fulfilled by fucking poorly, well, you do you, I guess. Feel free to shorten or cherry pick any of these points and say hi to Satan for me. Thank you, Everett. Thank you. I feel like that brings us to an end on whether or not it's offensive if we say that all Satanists fuck well. Will writes in, you tell Keith that I appreciate him and I wish him happiness and success in his pursuits. If it helps, I'm polite. Will! Chris wrote in about the Bigfoot movie and asked to get the angry email voice. Holy fucking shit! It's an acting gig. How does it differ from, say, Beauty and the Beast and community theater? The show is rife with kidnapping, misogyny, violence, and even an implied rape. Dear God, think of the children. If it helps, I'm a white atheist hedonist, if not a Satanist. Evan writes in, I need an an objective opinion. Agree or disagree? Pop-Tarts should be toasted. All right, he has a follow-up question, but let's go ahead and needle on this a little bit. Should Pop-Tarts be toasted? I will say this. If I were to be presented with a Pop-Tart, I would want it to be warm. And I would agree that the proper way to present a Pop-Tart is to have it be toasted, right? But much in the same way that the proper way to consume cookie dough is to bake it. That does not mean that we don't enjoy eating some raw-ass cookie dough every once in a while, right? In the same way that sometimes you're just in a hurry, you grab a Pop-Tart, you eat it. You ain't got time. Maybe you don't have a toaster. So I would say Pop-Tarts should be toasted. I agree. Should be toasted. Evan then goes on to say cherry Pop-Tarts are the worst. Disgust. I'd go cinnamon. I'm not a fan of cinnamon, so I would go cinnamon Pop-Tarts. I'd go cherry over cinnamon. Trench writes in, after hearing your show on Edward X. Young and his Bigfoot movie, I'm convinced that I've guessed your ethnicity. Due to the fact that I believe you are related to Mr. Young, your lush and luxurious beard and your hatred of mayonnaise are in fact part Bigfoot. As has been well established by many peer-reviewed scientific journals, mayonnaise is a natural Bigfoot repellent. I mean, I'm from Florida, so it might be more skunk ape than Bigfoot, but not a bad guess. And finally, apropos of nothing, although I think representative of the election day spirit, Flavored Toothpaste wrote the following. Fuck like a champ, come like a truck. I want to thank all of our producers, the Jen, Petey Rave, Non-Specific Rock and Roll, Martian, Joe Acosta, Woo! Redneck Tech, James, Bill, Dustin, Middle Age Mike, Bio Cow, Robert H, James C, Am, and Trey the Melodica Man. Thank you to everybody that has backed us at this level. We're going to start splitting it up, so we don't have the gigantic name list to say every day, but everyone will get their name read each week for sure. Please go support us at payjurydaily.com. The grand jury is getting very, very crowded. You can always email me, jurydaily@gmail.com, or leave a comment right here on this YouTube channel. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, @JustinRYoung. Join our Discord at bit.ly/jurydiscord. If you get this podcast before 7 p.m. on Election Day and you're in the Bay Area, come on out, my friend, to Piano Fight. Only 3 tickets left for that. That about wraps it up for us, folks. Until next time, please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. And until tomorrow, please don't.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.